just dive in. Thank you so much for helping to record. So let's just dive in. I invite you to get ready. Sit up straight. Close your eyes. Just relax. And just be aware of your breath for a while. Now, bring to mind your holy guide, someone you admire, someone with the qualities that we can look upon and learn from. See how happy they are with you. We hear them saying, think of someone who is hurting in some way. Think about how much you would like to help them. The worldly ways that we have tried or you might try. And recognize how those worldly ways fall short. And how wonderful it will be if we can also help them in some deep and ultimate way, a way through which they can stop their distress forever. Grow that wish. Grow into an intention. Into a determination when you're ready. Now we turn our mind back to our holy guide. They know what we need to know, what we need to learn, and what we need to do. And so we ask them, please help me. Please help me, Dad. They're so happy that we have asked, and of course they agree. Our gratitude arise. We want to offer them something exquisite. And we think of the perfect world that they teach us to create. We imagine we can hold in our hands and we offer to them, following it with our promise to practice what they teach us in the form of the refuge prayer. Here is the great earth, filled with the smell of the incense, colored with the flame. Here's the great earth, filled with the smell of the incense, colored with the smell of the flowers. Great mountain, four lands, wearing a jewel of the sun and the moon. In my mind, I make them the paradise of the Buddha and offer to you. By this deed, may every living being experience pure idam guru ratna adala kamiyataya. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the highest community. Through the merit I do, giving and the rest, may I reach Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. Go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the highest community. Through the merit that I do, giving and the rest, may I reach Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the highest community. Through the merit that I do in giving and the rest, I will become a Buddha for the sake of all beings. And may it be so. Hey, we are on chapter 7. Okay. Okay, let me help to promote. Jenny is sharing here the book club, Stopping the Circle of Sadness book on the Wheel of Life, translated by Geshe Michael and teacher Sugeng every Thursday, 12:30 to 1:30 Singapore time with the Zoom link. May you have a lot of students come for the class will benefit from that. Okay, so let's begin. Chapter 7, there are 3 important things. So we are moving into the first part. When I first learned about all this karma in ACI 5, I get very confused. So many types of karma. I get very confused, Then I finally recognized it's just a different way to categorize the karma. Okay? Just like I can categorize, just like in normal life, we can, the same thing, but we can categorize it in a different way. So today we learn a different way to categorize things. Black karma. Black karma, not this one. Okay, coming. Oops, not this one. Where is my black karma? Yeah, this is the black karma. Okay, this is the black karma. Nakpole, say nakpole. I am not a Tibetan scholar. Nakpole. Hope I pronounce it correctly. Black karma. So when you say black karma, we are talking about 2 important things. One, the result. The result is black. From here you can, okay, black, I got it. Black means the black result. Black result, I call it black result. Okay, they don't say that. Okay, black result means that the result that is not good, result that is not pleasant, result that's not not desirable, result which is a suffering. Very easy, right? And then the second thing they talk about, the doer. Who is the person who do it? The person who do it is suffering. The being, the person who is doing this deed is mentally afflicted. And the body have outright suffering. So body and mind are suffering. Okay, the body and mind are suffering. And the beings who are doing this black karma are those in the desire realm. In the desire realm. Okay, so in summary, black karma will be, it is done by beings in the desire realm who are suffering. They are mentally afflicted and their body got outright suffering. And they are doing the deeds that will cause them more suffering. Very sad now. Now I know why I got so many suffering. Okay. Okay, so want to test you already. Just now I mentioned two important things. I said when we look at the karma, we look at two aspects. The result is black, which is not good one, bring you suffering. And then we look at the essence. The essence here means that the doer, okay, the nature of the doer, they are suffering. The doer is in the desire realm and their mind is suffering, mentally afflicted, and their body got outright suffering. So body and mind suffering. And they're doing things that cause them more suffering. Okay? Now, testing time. Question 1. Can animal make black karma? Type in the chat. Can animal make black karma or not? Yes or no? No. Yes. Okay, ta-da! The answer is yes. Why? We say black karma, the doer are those people in the desire realm. What are the beings in the desire realm? Desire realm. I give you a shortcut. I show you this cake. Do you remember this cake that I made? Okay. Desire realm, the bottom one. I create one, this one not from ICA. Okay, I think this is the bottom one. I think of that as the desire realm. In the desire realm, you have this wheel of life. 6 realm. That's why we get very confused, isn't it? Sometimes, isn't it? So I am in the human realm, one of the upper realm. Okay. So the desire realm include the hell realm, the hungry ghost realm, animal realm. So animal also make black karma. And the upper realm will be human, demigod, and pleasure being. God and demigod. Demigod is the jealous god. And then another one is the God will be the pleasure being. Okay, so this is the desire realm. Okay, we are in the desire realm. So animal is also in the desire realm. And therefore, animal can make black karma. Can. Next one. Ta-da! What does black karma mean? What does black karma mean? We say two things. Look at it in two aspects. Black karma means the result is black, is a suffering. And the essence is black, means that the doer is suffering. The doer, the mind is mentally afflicted, and the body is also suffering. They are outright suffering. Okay, so far so good. Okay. Okay. Next one will be, white karma. Say kapole. Kapole. I think in my country, Malaysia, sometimes when I look at this word, it's very easy to learn also. Very close to Bahasa Melayu, Malaysian language. Kapo means white, is a kapo. It is a chalk, the white chalk. So quite a lot of words very close to the Malaysian language. Kapole, white karma. No wonder teacher Sugeng is very good in Tibetan. Okay. So kapole, it means white karma. Remember we say look at two aspects. What is the two aspect? Result is white. The result is white means that it is a good one. It is nice, pleasurable, desirable. Okay. So the result is good. Then the essence will be the doer. essence is talking about the doer, the person who do it, right? The mind of the person who do it. Okay? They are not mentally afflicted. These are for those beings in the form realm. This is for the beings in the form realm. They are not mentally afflicted, the mind, but okay, they have pervasive suffering, means that means that they have to grow old. No, they have to. They will die. Like eventually, they have to die. They must grow old and die. Okay, they don't have outright suffering, but they have this thing called pervasive suffering. Means that the one like you have to grow old and then you have to die. So white karma is for the pleasure beings in the form realm, like four, like Shila always talk about those. What is those? What is the character already? What is that? You always say those superhero. We like to watch those movies, right? Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, Captain America, Thor. Yeah, Marvel. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks, Jaslyn. I forgot about the word. So let me give you not so many character exactly. Okay, so we say look at two aspects. One is on the result. So the result is white. It means that it gives you a pleasant result. And the essence will be the doer is from the form realm where their mind is not mentally afflicted and their body is also not suffering, but they have this thing called pervasive suffering where they have to die. Okay, where's the form realm? The second layer of the cake. Okay, so I said the desire realm is this one. Okay, then the form realm. I get very confused initially. So we have so many pleasure being, So we have pleasure being for the wheel of life, the desire realm, right? We have the pleasure beings. Typically here, they means the upper realm here, and we have the demigod, they are also pleasure being. And then we have the form realm, also pleasure being, right? So called pleasure beings. So sometimes I get confused, but now I'm very clear already. Last time I get very confused. Okay, so now the question. Ta-da! Which being make white karma? Which being make white karma? Or who make white karma? You can say also can. Okay, Jaslyn, Lim. Yeah, all got it correct. Okay, we have form realm, beings in the form realm, beings in the form realm. Realized beings, I don't think so. They are already, it's not mentioned here. Realized beings, they are path. If I remember in ACI 2, some like one returner, like some non-returner, but they are going to another realm, right? So we don't talk about them here. And then Laura said pleasure being, yes. But if you could also say pleasure being in the form realm, it will be better. Because remember just now we say we have pleasure being also in the formless realm, right? We also have the pleasure being in the desire realm. Okay, so be specific. Pleasure beings in the form realm. I should say human. Now, human will be desire realm. It will be the another category. Form realm, yes. Formless, here they never say formless. Probably it's just the mind so subtle. I don't know what they are doing there. Okay. It's not mentioned here. Okay, next one will be which being make black karma? Which being make black karma? Okay, Laura and Jaslyn. Laura, Jaslyn, Lee, Jenny, all got it correct. Right, it's beings in the desire realm. Beings in the desire realm. Okay, I see Ami coming in. Hello, Ami. Say, sorry, I'm not very good in PR. Sometimes people come in, I just ignore them. I realize I shouldn't. It's not that I want to ignore. I cannot multitask. So I want to stay focused, Yeah. And I also want to respect the people. For me, when I was a student, I don't like the teacher to call my name. So I presume the other people also feel that way. When I come in, just let me listen. Don't call my name, okay? So I don't want to be called my name, especially when I'm new. So Aisu said, desire realm being human, animal, hungry ghost. You're right, Aisu. And the last question would be, what does white karma mean? What does white karma mean? What does that mean? Hi, Ami. Yeah, good to see you back. What does white karma mean? We say we look at two aspects. What is that? The result is white means pleasant, desirable, nice. And then the essence, we look at the doer, the person who do it. I can see Daniel's mouth. Yeah, doer. You're right. The doer will be the pleasure being in the form realm. Okay, and they are not suffering. The mind not mentally afflicted, and their body got no outright suffering. But they still have pervasive suffering. They still need to die. Correct. Yes, Laura. Yes. I so hold on. We are coming to that. We are coming to that. Okay. Next one will be like Aisu's question. What about other people who are doing the good one? Okay, those are the black and white. Black and white karma. Black and white karma would be, remember we look at two aspects. So the white is referring to what Aisu said, the result will be pleasant. The result will be pleasant, will be good, okay, will be desirable. And the essence will be, like what Aisu said, the beings in the desire realm. The beings in the desire realm, they are suffering. They are mentally afflicted and their body got outright suffering. Okay? So we look at the aspect here. Mixed karma, black and white. Result is white, means that it's a pleasant result, desirable, something nice will come back. And the essence will be the doer, the person who do it, the being who do it. They are desire realm, beings in the desire realm, who are mentally afflicted, mind mentally afflicted, and the body got outright suffering. So next question. In desire realm, we can make black karma or not? Yes or no? Y or N? Can we make black karma? Yes. Okay, everybody very firm. Yes, no problem. Okay. Can we make white karma or not? No, we cannot make white karma. Okay, we cannot make white karma. Okay, we cannot make white karma. White karma is only for beings, pleasure beings in the form realm. Pleasure beings in the form realm. Black and white, eh? Black and white. Can we, can or not? Yes. So for us, desire realm, we make black karma and black and white. 1 and 3. 1 and 3. Okay, I like what Laura said. Pleasure being angels. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you can call them angels. Yeah. Sometimes Kashila also call them angels. Okay. If we think of emptiness, we can make white come. Hold on, hold your horse, hold your horse. Hold on. Okay, we'll come to that one. Okay. So I tell you what, when I was a student, this one seems very easy. I can tell you by the end of the class, I don't know what they're talking about, I get so confused. I thought it's very easy. But apparently, if you ask again, you really, like just now, that's why I come up with those questions, to help you to differentiate, because that time I thought I know. Wow, what is this? The more you read, the more you don't know. So there is a misconception. We think that black karma is bad deed, right? We learn about the non-virtuous, right? The bad deed. Then we talk about white karma is a good deed, but it's not like that, isn't it? Now we know it's not like this. It's referring to the nature of the doer and the result of the doer. Are you okay? Everybody good? Yeah? If good, type 1. If not, I can summarize again. If okay, I want to move on.
Yeah.
I think
Teacher
I make it very clear.
Teacher Rich,
Huh?
please summarize again. I didn't really get it. Please summarize again.
Richard?
The white karma.
White karma. Okay. So white karma, as usual, we look at everything in two aspects, result and essence, right? So white karma, the result will be pleasant, something nice, something pleasant, something desirable. But the essence will be, when you talk about essence, you're actually referring to the doer. Who is doing it? The mind of the doer. The mind of the doer means those beings in the form realm. The beings in the form realm, they are not mentally afflicted and they are not having outright suffering. So the body and mind, they are not suffering, but they still have pervasive suffering. Means that they still have to die because they're still in samsara.
Are we human? Is it? Sorry, I'm asking a stupid question. Human, is it a form? Is it in a form?
You are not asking stupid question, but I already mentioned it. I can mention again. Okay, so we talk about these three cake. The bottom one is a desire realm, right? The desire realm inside here, actually there are 6 realms. The wheel of life that we typically see is in this desire realm. Okay or not?
Yes.
So your question just now is asking me, which one, right? Is it human, is it?
Is it a human? Is it a from realm?
No. Human is in the
Being?
desire realm. The desire. Then the form realm is the second layer of the cake. Can you see the second layer of the cake, Angela?
Yes.
Okay, this is the form realm, those angels, pleasure beings like Thor, Wonder Woman, okay?
Oh, okay.
Superheroes. And then you have the third layer of the cake will be the formless realm. Formless realm, they don't have form, but my teacher said not really they don't have form, but it's so subtle. The form is so subtle, yeah. Formless realm. Okay, good, huh?
Yeah, good. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. So this come in your homework question 1. What question 1? Black karma, white karma, and black and white karma. Okay, so Aisu and Laura, okay. The rest okay or not? Can I move on? Or you need a summary again? Good? Okay, good. So next one, I want to answer Lynn's question. Lynn just now said direct perception of emptiness. Direct perception of emptiness, they are not mixed karma. They are called sakme kile. They are called this one sakme kile, unstained karma. They function as I find you this picture for you to remember, big eraser for our black karma. The function like a eraser that erase your black karma. Okay. Okay, now. So direct perception emptiness, when you see emptiness directly, it is not under the 3 categories just now we mentioned. It's not the black and white karma. It's not. It is a This one is Sakme Kile. I hope I pronounced correct. Yeah, Sakme Kile. And this Sakme Kile is an unstained karma that function like an eraser that erases your black karma. Okay, so next one will be how to stop desire for this life. How to stop desire in this life. So we are in a pure Buddhism class, right? So we talk about how to stop desire for this life, okay? There are two ways. One, we call it the worldly way, the worldly path. Sorry, not the worldly way. Yeah, you can say worldly way also can. Yes, very good. I saw that one is second path. Now we are talking about the first path will be the worldly path where we meditate. We meditate, okay? And then we go into deep meditation. And the more and more deep meditation we go, the mind like kind of withdrawn. Our sense, what you call that? The mind is kind of withdrawn from the object of senses. Yeah, object of senses, right? So the mind becomes so subtle. You feel very pleasure. You have this feeling of pleasure. You feel the pleasure. So you go very deep into the meditation. So there is meditation practice where they teach us our mind, they bring our mind into the 4 levels of the form realm and 4 levels of the formless realm. And actually, our mind is not really in the form realm. It's the state of concentration or meditative concentration reaching as if it's reaching the first level of the form realm. Our mind is not in the form realm. That's what my teacher tell me, okay? But generally, shortcuts, people always say, when your mind reach the first level of form realm, your mind reach the second level of form realm. Well, mind is not reaching there. Your concentration, your mind's concentration, the state of concentration of your mind is reaching the first level of the form realm. Okay? So when you go up the level, go more and more deeper, then the mind get more and more subtle, it's more and more pleasant. So pleasant that you like to stay there. And it's very dangerous. You want to just to stay there and you're stuck there. And you kind of like think that you feel like it's liberation, but actually you're still in samsara. Okay? You are still in samsara. You don't have desire for the worldly pleasure because the worldly pleasure pale in comparison to the pleasure in deep meditation. Yeah, that's what they say. Like, I haven't gone into so deep that I don't want the worldly pleasure. Okay, so they say the worldly pleasure pale, P-A-L-E, pale in comparison to the pleasure when you're in deep meditation. So you kind of like no interest for the worldly pleasure anymore. So this is one way to remove the desire for this life. But can they liberate you? Can you achieve freedom? No, you're still in samsara. You are just planting the seed. The seed, we call it causal meditation in ACI 2, where if the seed ripen at the time of death, will throw you into the form realm and the formless realm, depending on your level of meditation. That's why it's called causal meditation. So we don't want to stay there. We want to, Kashila always say, get out of the elevator, if you remember in the lion dance meditation. Get out of the elevator means that you reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After 8, you come out of the elevator to go into, to turn your concentration, your concentrated mind onto the analysis of the object of the meditation. Means that the shamatha, the microscope, I like to call it the microscope in ACI 2, the very concentrated mind. Turn it onto the analysis of object to see emptiness directly at the first level of the form realm. When your concentrated mind, the state of your concentration, reach the first level of meditation, when the state of your concentration reach the first level of the form realm, you want to turn that concentrated mind onto the analysis of the object. Means it turn the shamatha into vipassana, You combine the union of the both to see emptiness directly. Why? Because only when we see emptiness directly, then we are on the way out of samsara. They say you are called a stream enterer. That is the path beyond the world where you can get rid of the desire and liberate you. You're on the way to freedom. Okay, so just now we are talking about this one. We say you can meditate, go into very deep meditation, but if you don't move it into the ultimate goal to see emptiness directly, then you can stay there very pleasurable, as though you have no interest in the worldly pleasure anymore, but you are still in samsara. You are not going anywhere, okay? It doesn't lead you to liberation. And if those seeds ripen at the time of death, they throw you into the form and formless realm. We say we don't want to go there. Why we don't want to go there? Apparently, the form realm is so pleasurable. You use up all your good seeds, and they say when the time you die, your seeds finish, you will directly fall. Not fall to the human realm, they say directly fall to the three lower realm. Fall to hell, I think so, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check again. They always say you fall to you will fall to the three lower realm. I'm not sure whether I suddenly cannot recall. Fall to the hell or fall to the... Anyway, it will be the three lower realm. Okay, you won't be a human. You're not on the upper realm. So they say, don't go there. Oh yeah, end up in the three lower realm. I have the notes here, three lower realm. Yeah. Okay. And so they say human body is the best vehicle because we have enough happiness and we also have enough suffering for us to study, to contemplate, to meditate, to want to do something, and we want to do something. We are happy, we are quite okay, we have enough food, we have a lot of variety of food, we are very happy, we got a lot of friends, wow, we got holiday, we got companionship, we got so many things, we can go karaoke, so many things, so happy, and then we can learn Dharma, then we can go for the higher thing, we are all of us here, we are seeking something higher. We are seeking something higher, right? So it is the best form, the vehicle. We have the perfect circumstances. If you have all the pleasure, you won't think about why this is happening. Why? You won't be asking. And you couldn't be bothered. So some suffering is good. Yeah. So we are in the perfect form where we have happiness and we also have suffering. So when I first learned ACI, very shy. Then how am I going to talk about problem? But the more you learn, it's so good, open your heart, Actually, I find that all of us are the same. We all have our suffering. We all have our homework. We all have our own team. So there's nothing to be shy about, really, I used to be very, I know we are in the culture that we don't talk about our problems, and it's not good to talk about that. So after that, you find that you can talk about that. Then my daughter, hey, mommy, why you keep telling people our problem? I said, it's okay. I was like you last time. I said, it's okay. I can talk to anybody, anywhere about my problem. Not all, 90%. I normally tell myself, when you talk, is it going to benefit the person or not? If it is not, then you don't just blah, blah. So you talk only when it is useful. Yeah, it is useful. So I remember we went for a teacher training. I see the participants, then they talk a lot about their problem, which is very good. They open their heart, but it is not useful for the class. So actually the teacher also commented. They said, yeah, maybe your story, you could have used it at the right place, right time. So I remember that. So I try to, because I also like to blah, blah. Okay. I need to control your blah, blah. Is it useful or not? Yeah. Okay. So this is the two-way. The one, the worldly path, but you're still in samsara. Okay. You can get rid of your desire. Okay. But the ultimately, we want to see emptiness directly, which is a path beyond this world. When we see emptiness directly, we see selflessness. In this Abhidhamma school, we don't say emptiness, we see selflessness, no self. And I can't share the thing with you because I've not seen emptiness directly. Somehow, you recognize that things have no nature of their own, they have no self, that the pleasure is not in it, from it, coming from you. Okay? You recognize that everything is suffering in the sense that even the good things always change into something, even the good thing wear out. Even the good things wear out, right? So you come to recognize that nothing works here. I don't know whether, to what extent, you ask yourself, throughout your studies, the more you study, then you start to recognize that really this world is a broken world. Nothing works here. And you're sick and tired of the broken world. Nothing works here. Even the pleasures that's coming from me cannot last and always change into something bad, leaving me suffering, have more suffering. And then finally you gain this renunciation, the desire, you renunciate this life of existence. For me, this life of existence, this pattern of existence, because nothing in this life can satisfy what we are looking for. And so we stop looking for it in the wrong way, in the wrong kind of world. Lately, I have a very, very big, challenging situation, to be very honest. A lot of things happening. And I it really kind of I start to really have this renunciation. Previously I have, but I still like the worldly things so much, So it's like the balance of both, but it's like moving me into more and more renunciation. In a way, I want to thank the person. I say, maybe he's a Buddha. Okay. Really hit me so hard and smashed to the floor. Okay. And I find that the whole world is crumbling down. It's collapsed. That I recognize that this is samsara. Maybe just want to wake me up. Wake me up. Because every morning I pray for refuge, right? During the refuge, I say, give me the blessing. Make me awaken, wake up, be awakened and see the truth. And so that's where they come from. The lesson come. Okay, it's really hard. It's really hard because we all cling to something, happiness, nice, we all want everything pleasurable. Doesn't mean that it's not pleasurable. It's okay to have pleasurable experience, but the more pleasurable experience I had at the peak, it makes my practice actually not so good. Okay, I recognize my practice is going down as I enjoy more. So now my practice come back already. It's a wake-up call to my practice. So 2 ways how to stop desire for this life. 1, the worldly path, the worldly way, through the meditation, deep meditation, that we have the desire for this life, because it pales in comparison to the pleasure in deep meditation. The second is through direct perception emptiness, that you come to recognize that nothing will here, and then you finally have this renunciation. Okay, so to do that, somehow I look at the notes that they did mention about prayer, asking for prayer. Last time I don't know prayer is so important, but now I start to have prayer in my life. I start to have prayer in my life. I recognize the existence of the enlightened being and to ask for their help. Prayer. And you ask yourself, why would J. Tsongkhapa do that? Why would J. Tsongkhapa the greatest Tibetan commentator, author, practitioner, teacher, author, who wrote Lamrim Chenmo, amazing teaching, and yet in his life, he asked for his prayer, prayer and prayer and prayer. You can check out my ACR. This is in which class is that? I don't remember. I think ACI 3, chapter 9, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere at the end of the chapter. So you can read all these things from the reading that I extract from the reading. That shows that he do a lot of prayers, like asking for blessing, asking for the help from the lineage of the teachers. Yeah. So I now only recently start to ask for prayer, and I recognize that I don't know any one of you do that. I just started, I never do that, I never do that, yeah. So only recently I start to do that. And I find that it's so important because I find that I am so small. I can study, okay, intellectually, I can understand, but I don't have the capacity, My capacity is so limited to really understand and put it into my life and to go beyond that. So asking for the enlightened being, if it is true, they are enlightened being, they can see, they're omniscient, they can see past, present, and future. They can see where am I, they have been there, they can show me how I can get there also. So asking for help, someone who have been there, is something I'm trying right now, and I find it's very useful. I need the blessing. I need the strength for me. Yeah. To overcome the obstacles in life, for me to understand, for me to still stay calm despite whatever happening, and to move up, to be wake up. Okay, next one. So that is the second part, and the last one, we are moving into the third part. Okay, we are going to do this very, very important one. Very, very important. Karmic path. Okay, karmic path. Le lam. Le is karma. Path is a lam. There are 4 parts to the karmic path. Shi sampa jowa taktuk. Shi sampa jowa taktuk. Everybody say 3 times because this is a blessing. Shi sampa jowa taktuk. Say 3 times. Shi sampa jowa taktuk. Shi sampa jowa taktuk. Shi sampa jowa taktuk. You know why you have to say this many times? Because Sheila always asks about this, and if you can answer, you can get USD 100. If you see him, sometimes he will test you. She sampa jowa taktu. You say many times that it becomes like a mantra. And for those who are familiar with DCI, you'll recognize that this is where the DCI 4 steps come from. This is the authority Geshe Michael take from here. But he modified a little bit to make it more friendly for the modern audience. Okay. 4 steps is the tool that we use to get whatever we want. Get what you want through the 4 steps from here. Okay, this is from the source that we are referring here is from J. Tsongkhapa text. Okay, Lelam, the path of karma, the karmic path. We are going to use the example in the reading and the example that my teacher used and threw out in the notes killing. Okay, for she will be the basis, the object involved. Means that if for killing, who you kill or what you kill, the object. Okay, don't look at the rest first, one by one. Okay, so I need to close it. I'm like a school teacher. I know why I treat like that. I was in the education for many years. She, she, sampa, jawa, takto, she is okay. Now, what about if you kill if I kill myself, is this consider or not? Do we take that as the object? No. Okay, later I show you the proof. I check from the reading. Okay, so the object involves, let's say for killing, it has to involve, number one, life. There must be a life. Can be animal, can be human. Okay, and for if you kill yourself, no. There is a wrong deed, but it's not one of completion. It's not a complete path. Okay, the path of karma is not a complete path. The complete path will be how many steps? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Shi Sampa Jawa Taktu. Shi Sampa Jawa Taktu. That is a complete path. Yeah, I should ask a good question. Okay, so let's look at the reading. I show you the reading. No, I say one. Okay, where is this one? Okay, from here. Is it here? No, not this one. I give you the wrong one. No, not this one. Wait, I think I mix up my things. Okay, here. Yeah, here, correct already. Okay, so can everybody see the last one here? This one, make it bigger. Do. Okay. Now, the object for killing is a sentient being, anything with life. Okay. The levels of practitioner does take another living being, but it's only referring to the fact that when the murderer is murdering himself, there is a wrong deed of undertaking, but not one of completion. Okay, so if you kill yourself, it is a wrong deed, but it's not a complete karmic path. Interesting, huh? So what is the difference if it is a complete path and not complete path? I get very confused, So if it is not complete path, the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, Shi Sampa Jawa Taktu. If just now, like one of them, if it is not complete, means what? Am I planting a seed? No? Is a karmic seed being planted? No? What do you think? Yes, Raymond say yes. You are still, the seed is planted. Yes, I do. And they are going to ripen differently than if I have completed all the 4 parts. Okay. You cannot say you're not doing anything, okay, correct? It's really a wrong deed, but it's not a complete path, so you will ripen differently. I think it makes sense. That's what my teacher say. Okay, I can accept that. All right. She. Okay, next one. Okay, we are go for the sampa. Sampa means the thinking involved. The thinking involved. What is in your mind when you're doing the deed? What is in your mind when you're doing the deed? So inside here, sampa, we can further, inside here, there are 3 components. You can further separate, categorize that into doshe, nyonmong, and kunnong. Doshe, nyonmong, and kunnong. Okay, we look at first one, doshe. Doshe is the correct identification. Doshe means correct identification, means that is the person you kill the one intended? Is the person you kill the one intended? For example, I want to kill A, but I thought that person is A, but come out is B. So that one is a mistaken identity. Oh, no, I'm not the one. I don't want to kill B. I never say I want to kill B. So that one is a mistaken identity. It's not a complete path. Okay? So I give you from the reading. So look at this one. This is from the reading. The second, you can see the second para. In a case where you undertake to kill John, but instead you kill Joe because you have mistaken him for John. The word another finally is meant to indicate that no actual commission stage occurs either in an instant where one takes his own life. Okay? Means that it's not a complete path. it is not a complete path. Okay, the words without a mistake means that there is no actual commission stage of an act that occur in a case of mistaken identity, like you undertake to kill John, but instead you kill Joe. Okay, so it's not a complete path. Interesting. I was struggling with this point previously when my teacher said, huh? I said, so what is a killing? So I misunderstood. It's not saying that you're not killing, but it's not a complete path of action in the sense that if all four things intact, then the seeds that you planted, it will be ripened differently compared to if all the four are intact. Four intact and the four not intact, you will ripen differently. So next one will be Nyunmon. Nyunmon means bad thought. We know negative emotion, bad thought. Were you under the control of the three poisons? Like, okay, we are going to look at a few examples. Few examples. Okay, for killing. Desire, ignorant liking, like what? I kill the animal because I like to eat the flesh. Okay, I want them to. I feel very bad, Yeah, so my son, he was in. Yeah, young people no choice. Last time we also like that, isn't it? So eat the animal. They say, oh, and then he was joking about that. Oh, so you like to eat the meat. You want to kill the animal because you like to eat that. Okay, so it's an ignorant desire, isn't it? It's under nyomong, the bad thought of desire. Next one will be the ignorant disliking, isn't it? The second poison, ignorant disliking. You hate it. You hate, and so you kill the person. Okay, Anna? I hate the person so much, and so I kill the person. That one is quite easy to understand, isn't it? Many times we see, when you look at the newspaper, it just flip. Yeah. Surely something happened, isn't it? Jealous. So you kill lah. Hatred. Kill lah. Anger. Kill the person. So that one, ignorant, disliking. Anger. And next one about ignorance. What about killing out of ignorance? Killing out of ignorance, like euthanasia. Did I pronounce correctly? Yeah. Euthanasia. Did I pronounce correctly? Where somebody who is very sick, and then you put them off the life support because you see them suffering so much. Do I pronounce correctly the word? Euthanasia. Let me type in the chat. Euthanasia. So, killing out of ignorance, like you see your mom and your dad or your family members, they are very sick, extremely suffering, terminally ill on a life support. And they also tell you that I don't want to be on the life support. Euthanasia, okay. Assisted dying, yeah, I saw you're right.
Euthanasia. Euthanasia.
Okay. So assisted dying. So you put them off their life support, it is killing them in an ignorant way. And according to the Buddhism, it is a very bad deed. Yeah. I am very confused on that. Life support in what way? Like it means they are actually not breathing, they're on the life support, is that? and you take off okay, I should say yes. I've not seen that situations, I'm not sure.
I shared this. My father-in-law actually had an accident and he broke his windpipe, the neck, so cannot breathe. So even the hospital said even if they save him, he'll be vegetable for his whole life. So for the beginning period of time, the family put him in a life support, really giving him oxygen without just to survive the body, but the body can never recover already. So then eventually the hospital side also talked to my husband and their families to encourage them to go and administer this assisted dying, meaning that just remove the oxygen, let him go. Yeah, but of course the professional term is euthanasia lah. Yeah, but usually people know it as a life support or they call it assisted dying. So this is very
Yes.
bad, is it? So for people that need to make that decision is very bad, is it?
Well, I think probably now only we know without, like, it's not a full karmic path, right? It's not that we do it, that we know it, that we do it. I think it's very difficult. I understand that situation. Yeah. It is very difficult. I also heard from another friend about the animal suffering, and they want to put the animal to, just like let the animal just, die. So that kind of decision, yeah, it's very difficult, And I heard them arguing, I don't know what to say. They say, oh, you cannot see that he's suffering so much, you want to suffer so much, things like that. Out of good interest for them, but unfortunately it is a bad deed. Why is it bad deed? Okay, I finally understand. I get another side of another way of looking at it. We think that they're suffering so much, right? But if their karma for the suffering has not ended, apparently, after they die, where do you think they will go? Where would they go if they still have the seeds for the suffering? And they say there's nothing better than the human realm right now, even though you see that they are suffering. So if they still have the seeds for the suffering, not yet finished, right? And we end that. So the next realm they are going, where would they go? So there's a question mark. We think about that. And none of the realm is better than this realm. And this, even though you see them, they're suffering, the suffering is still not, it's still like if you compare to the, if you go other rate, it's even worse, could be worse and worse. So that's why they say just keep them. I don't know. It's like really very difficult decision. I really don't know. Yeah. But now we understand already, so that make a difference to our decision. Okay. So the next one would be that one is nyomo, done under the nyomo. Next one, so like the last one, nyomo kunung. Kunung is the motivation, the intention. Do you have the intention of doing it? Right? Just now we say the complete karmic path, so we don't really have an intention to really want to kill the person that way, right? So it's not a full, complete karmic path. Yeah. So compared to like you intend to do that, you want to hurt that person with the intention, you plan it, you plan it. You see movies that we see people who murder somebody, so shocking, isn't it? They have planned and unbelievable, right? Yeah, that kind of thing. Compared to like by accident, I want to show a picture here. It's like here. Intention. I find the picture. There's a distinction between mowing the land. You mow the land and you kill the insects, isn't it? You mow the land, you're going to kill the insects, right? But you didn't say, I'm going to go out today gardening and kill the bugs. That is not our intention, right? But apparently when we do that kind of thing, it will kill the insects, the bugs in the garden. But we never go to the garden and say, yes, I'm going to go out today and kill the bugs. We don't do that compared to this. So it's not a complete karmic path. Okay, that is on the intention. So let's do a quick revision. She is the object. Object here we cover is a living being. And if it is killing oneself, it is a wrong deed, but not one of completion. Next one, we talk about Sampa. Inside Sampa, here got three: Dushe, Nyomong, and Kunno. Dushe, correct identification. Do we have correct identification? If it is a mistaken identity, then it is not a complete path. Number Nyomong, you kill out of the three poison, like I'm so I want to eat that, or out of hatred, or out of ignorance, like the one that we say mercy killing. They call mercy assisted dying. And look at another example for stealing. Stealing, the object involved, what you steal and who you steal. What you steal and who you steal. I steal from this person, very rich. I know who is this person, and I want their jade, I want their jewelry, or I want their diamond. And then you have correct identification. Yes, that is the thing I want to steal, or that is the person I want to steal from. Okay, Nyomong, bad thought. Why? The three things are desire. I like the things, I like the diamond, the big diamond, so rare, so precious, it's the limited edition, something like that. And then hatred. I want to steal from them because I hate the person. I don't like that person. I just want to steal from him. I don't want, yeah. And then the ignorance will be probably I want to steal because I want to give to the poor. It's okay. It's okay to steal from the rich and give to the poor. Things like that, It's okay to steal. Some people, they say it's religion for a Brahmin to steal, something like that, And then kunno, motivation. Yeah, you have the intention to plan it. You have the intention to do that. Okay, next one will be Shi, Sampa, Jawa. Jawa means undertaking it. Undertake the deed. You go and do it. You didn't just think about that, but you go and do it. So if I never go and do it, I go and get somebody to do it. Is it complete or not? Yes, it is still complete. If you didn't do it, but you get somebody else to do it, it is still a complete karmic path.
Teacher Rache, I have a question.
Yes.
Can I ask one? Nowadays there are people who they have given like instructions or power of attorney for their family members to take away their life support because they are unable to speak. So you actually gave the power to someone in your family to terminate your life because they don't want to be a vegetable. Where do that come between the Sampa and the Jowa? Is that a complete path of killing?
Technically based on what they mentioned here, it's a very good question. I personally think it is, but if you don't mind, you can write down the question. I can reconfirm with my teacher. Yeah, you write down the questions and I'll email to my teacher and confirm with her.
That will
Because
means that,
technically, hmm?
teacher, that will means in this case, that will means that if something happened to me, I'm giving another person power to take away my life. Is is it similar to suicide, or because you said suicide is not a complete path, is it?
Yeah, it is not a complete path. I like what I should point out. I actually have that thinking also. It's like if I'm saying that I want to take my own life, right? If I'm in that situation, I give a power of attorney to my family member. It is as if I'm actually committing suicide. It's not a complete path. Even though it's not a complete path, it is still a wrong deed of undertaking it, right? Based on what we have learned. Mm. So if you ask me whether is it a complete path, I would say it is not a complete path for that situation, but it's definitely is a wrong deed of undertaking, because in Buddhism, we killing oneself is wrong, right? Yeah.
So that means when that is our suffering, because that is our seed, so we have to complete the path of suffering. We cannot terminate that suffering because we want to end the suffering. That's why we ask for that.
Yeah, Jenny. Yeah, that's why it's a very difficult questions, based on what we see, our limited mind, like what I use, this is what I can see. I don't want to see my loved one suffering, especially when we have already agreed. Like right now, I'm still alive. I give instructions, all the family member give instruction based on it. We don't want to see them suffering. No point. We don't want to give, they don't want them to suffer, and the people around them, a family member, to suffer. That is out of good intention, right? But if we look at what we have learned so far, that things we cannot see everything, what happened after this life, and if there is afterlife, future life, then we also know that the seeds, if they have not finished, they continue on, then where would they go? So nobody can really tell us exactly, but apparently if they still have the bad seeds which have not fully exhausted, it could throw them into a three lower realm. It went in an even worse place. So for that reason, they say, yeah. So that's the thing. That's one thing. One way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it is indeed still a killing, technically. So I would ask you to please write down your questions, and I want to clarify with my teacher on this. Okay, right. So technically, it looks to me that way. Maybe there's some exception that I don't know. Okay. So it's a difficult thing, because for me, I also want to write that kind of power of attorney, to be very honest. If I'm suffering in that way, I don't want to make my people around me to suffer. Yeah, that is what I thought also. Okay, anyway, next one will be undertaking the deed. Just now we said if we get someone else to do it, we are equally liable for that. Okay, let's look at where the reading say. Okay, here. As far as the one who undertakes the deed, it doesn't matter whether you perform it yourself or you get someone else to do it for you, it's all the same. Okay, now. Okay? Even you get someone to get a killer, you are equally liable for the deed. So undertaking it also, we also look in the aspect of the weapon or the poison, and how you undertake that. You torture the person, there are many ways of killing, isn't it? Some can be very brutal, very cruel. And another one, this one come out in the question in the homework. So about the war. If suppose someone is engaged in the support of a war by his country, he's not a soldier, but soldiers from his country kill some of the enemy, does he himself collect the karma of killing or not? They say anyone who actively support a war effort collects the karma of killing the enemy in exactly the same way as a soldier on the front line who pulls the trigger. As the text says, they all get the same karma as the one who does the deed, since they are all engaged in a common goal in the case of a war or the like. So they collect the same karma because they have the same common goal. So they write, they say, if you're paying tax, you can write a note and say that I don't want my tax to go to support this cause or this or the war, things like that, Yeah. I never start to do that. I think next year I want to start to write like this. Because my country, I think I'm supporting the Palestinian or something like that. I don't know much about that, but I think I don't want to get involved in all these things. I want to write a note. Let me try writing a note. See what happens. I hope I don't get investigated. Okay. So I try next year. Maybe it's a note. Okay, so anyone who are engaged in the same activity for the same common goal, all the people involved, they all come to have a full path of action as much as the one who commit it. It's also based on the reading. The one is Jawa. Shi Sampa Jawa. You undertake it. And then last one is Taktu. We are very familiar with this word Taktu. Shi Sampa Jawa Taktu. Taktu is the completion. In the 4-step, we call it the coffee meditation. Right? You're happy, you own it, and you're happy that you're doing it. So here, completion would be the person die. Okay, the person actually die. Then only the killing complete. Otherwise, how to complete, right? So here we can also talk about what if there's a question. What if what if both of us die at the same time? The murderer die and the victim also die at the same time. So it's not a complete path. What if the murderer die first and then the victim only die? The victim is not dying yet, go to hospital, okay, and then being treated and then finally die. So it's also not a complete. Let me see anywhere I can substantiate that. Okay, here. Suppose that a person takes a weapon and deliver a blow to someone else, which is sure to kill him, but then this murderer himself happened to die either before his victim or together with him at the same time. Then can we say that the actual commission stage, the full path of action, occur or not? The answer is no. Where is the no? You'll be asking, wait, I didn't see the no. Wait. The no is in another one. Okay. The answer is that there is no occurrence of this stage for such a person. So in the first place, the stage cannot occur before the victim die. In the second place, where the murderer died at the same time, another body of the killer is before. I don't understand on that one. What I can conclude is there is no completion if the murderer die first or they die at the same time. Then it is not a complete path of karma. Shi Sampa Jawa Taktu. Okay, Shi Sampa Jawa Taktu, very, very important. And this is in your question 2 and question 3. Question 2 and question 3. They ask you to name and describe the 4 parts to a path of action or path of karma for the act of killing, as explained by J. Tsongkhapa, who follow Master Asanga. So the basis of the object that involve who you kill, who is it you steal, and what do you steal. And the thinking involved, what is your thinking at the time, which is under this question 3. They not mentioned here, but you can go to the detail in question 3. There are 3 parts to that. Correct identification. Did you recognize the thing for what it was? Like, for example, for abortion, killing, did you recognize that the fetus was a living being? So if you recognize the fetus is a living being, that make it like there's a correct identification. Mental affliction would be like if it is a sexual misconduct, if it is a ignorant liking, will be you have a desire, you have a lust, L-U-S-T, lust, or you commit the sexual misconduct because of anger, you want to spite somebody, because of jealousy, you want to spite somebody, or because of ignorance, you think it's okay to have sex with everyone. You find that that kind of thing is okay. And then undertaking the deed, did you actually undertake the necessary action? Undertaking, you go and do it, not just talk, you do it. And then the completion, the person actually die, and you have a sense of ownership and satisfaction. Okay, or you already stole the thing is with you. Yes, I have that. There's a completion. So if it is a completion, then they make the deed, the seed that we plant, of course, will be stronger, more powerful, complete, yeah, and sure to ripen. Okay, Jenny asked, what is the, just like I mentioned, I was initially very confused about this one. I know this one. So my question is, if it is not complete with these 4 parts, does that mean that I am not planting a seed? Does that mean that I'm not planting a seed? No, I'm still planting a seed. A karmic seed is still being planted, and the seed is also going to ripen, but they're going to ripen differently than if I have completed the 4 parts. That's what my teachers say. Okay, good. And the last part will be on this one. I directly show the question. Give examples for the following. Something which is karma, but not a path of karma. Okay, first of all, what is karma? We learned in chapter 2. What is karma? We say karma is a movement of the mind, right? And what it motivates. So karma here, which is what is the thing which is a karma, but not a path of karma, is a simple movement of the mind. Okay, the next one will be what is both karma and also the path of karma, which is this one, the 10 non-virtues, the top 7, 1, 2, 3, involving the body, 4, 5, 6, 7, the speech. This one is karma and path of karma. Karma and also path of karma. Karma is just simple movement of the mind. Okay. This one, okay, the mind has motivated the deed, which is a karma. And a complete deed has been motivated, is a path of karma. The 7 here, 1 to 7, okay, these 1 to 7 actions, they are karma and they are also the path through which the mental movement is expressed. Through which the mind acts itself out. Okay, the 1 to 7 is karma and also path of karma. Movement of the mind, what it motivates you to do, and a complete deed has been motivated. Okay, so when you look at this one, it's quite okay. A and B okay. By the time you look at C, I'm confused, and then I was struggling with this for so long, you see. And then involving the thoughts will be 8, 9, and 10, the mental deeds. This one, the mental deeds is path of karma, but they are not karma. They are already a complete path of karma. There is no movement of the mind in terms of deciding, I want to commit these 3 mental non-virtue. But a complete deed has been completed. Okay, so these 3, coveting, ill will, and wrong view, they are involved with the thought, right? They are the path of karma by which the action of the mental movement is expressed. Okay, this one you have to cook. Okay, you really have to cook. I have been cooking on this one and I cannot say I understand very well. Okay, Geshe Michael say we need to cook this. The text says there is a lot of debate about this. Means that it's very confusing. Okay, it's also very confusing for me. So I read out this one to you from the reading. The movement of the mind are an action. Okay, we agree, karma, but not a path of action. Okay, no problem. The 7, okay, body and speech, they are both action because they are the basis in which the movement of the mind engage, and they are also a path of action. So they are karma and they are also path of karma. Okay, I can understand that. Okay, no problem, can. The 3 of coveting are a path of action, but not themselves action. They are not karma. That is the where I am struggling. Okay, so you have to cook. Okay, all the teachers say the same thing. You have to cook. Okay, so I just summarize it. Karma is just simple movement of the mind. Okay, and this 1 to 7 is a karma and also path of karma because a complete deed has been motivated. The path of karma already complete deed has been motivated. Okay, and this 7 is also the path because the mental move is where the mental movement is expressed. It is the basis the mental movement is expressed. So no problem with that. I'm quite okay. For the 8, 9, and 10 is the path of karma. Is where I'm struggling also because they say there's no movement of the mind in terms of deciding. You decide, okay, I want to do this ill will. You don't have that. Okay. There's no movement of mind in that context. And therefore, it's already a complete deed has been completed. It's just complete. Okay. So we have to cook on that. We are struggling and we have to cook on that. Okay, so I leave you cooking on that. So let's cook together. Okay. And that ends the class. And you can take a snapshot of this one. If you want to go to reading and find, this is what it is when they ask you to memorize. What you need to memorize, I normally go and find for you. During our time, they ask us to memorize one, we don't know where is it now. We also didn't memorize because we cannot find sometimes. But how to memorize this? So don't know. Okay, but we know it's the top 10 non-virtue, right? So when we read, we know already, right? The first one is killing. Taking life is killing another being purposely and without a mistake, not mistaken. Stealing is to take possession of another's wealth by means of force or steal, sexual misconduct, 4 types. What are the 4 types? You can check from the reading. Engaging in improper kinds of sex. Lying is when the meanings of one words are understood and a wrong impression given. Divisive speech is the words of a mentally afflicted state meant to split up others. Harsh speech is that which is unpleasant. Meaningless, really every other afflicted type, like flattery, for gain, a song, a show. This is more for the monks. The explanation is the reading. Like 2 wrong commentaries, coveting, wrong desire for another's wealth, harmful intent, hating a living being, mistaken view, the idea that neither virtue nor non-virtue even exists. So I don't expect you to memorize, but if you want to memorize, you're free to do so. But at least you have to read, find a verse and read through 3 times. Okay? And that's all for our class. Meditation is pretty simple, same thing. Check how close you come to the top 10 non-virtue and the opposite in the last 24 hours. Okay, thank you so much. Let's do a quick dedication before we end our class. So, invite you to close your eyes and be very, very happy with yourself that you're here. Extraordinary goodness. So rare and so precious. You're 1 in 10,000 millions, billions. So really be very, very happy with yourself. You're collecting this extraordinary goodness that will transform your life. It will come. So we want to share with everyone. So first of all, we want to imagine that this goodness that we, as though we can hold in our hands, like precious gemstones. And we want to offer to our holy guide. And so recall your holy guide at the beginning of the class. And see how happy they are with you. They're so proud of you. They're so happy, they're smiling. And offer them this gemstone, goodness. See them accepting it, blessing, and they carry back into your heart. Feel it there in your heart. It feels so good that we want to keep it, and so we give it away. By the power of the goodness that we have just done, may all beings complete the collection of merit and wisdom, and thus gain the two ultimate bodies that merit and wisdom. Use 3 long exhale. 1 to center of one person you want to help at the beginning of the class. 2 to send to everyone you love. 3 to all sentient beings in the universe, wherever they are. Something shift inside them because of the ripples that you made. And when you're ready, you can put your eyes in your mind back. You will be here.
Thank you, Teacher Rich. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Stop
Teacher Ray.